Welcome back. Sam the electrician here, talking about Western independence and Alberta separation. So today I wanted to talk about Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. There's been rumors that he's going to offer Albertans a buyout package for canceling the Teck mine project that was approved already approved to go in up here. And in return for canceling this project, which was going to employ many people over many years and produce tens of billions of dollars for this country in revenue, it's now rumored that he's going to do some sort of buyout package. I would be extremely surprised if the buyout package was even close to worth what the mine would be worth. He'll probably give everybody a couple extra weeks on EI. Here you go, boys. Here's another 2 weeks of EI. Look, I changed EI rules for you. What are you whining about? It'll be something like that, a couple hundred million. Meanwhile, he's out in Africa giving away $6 billion in taxpayer dollars to, despotic human rights abusing rulers who do not share his social views, just so he can lecture them for an hour on, treating their homosexuals better and treating their women better, and then in return they'll vote for him to get this temporary seat back on the Security Council of the UN. Um, you know, the five permanent members of the UN Security Council. It was created after World War II: Russia, China, United States, England, and France. And then they've added a couple temporary seats for loser countries like ours that, want to. It's like the little kid trying to jump around and see what the big kids are talking about in a circle, right? And that's Trudeau, 100%. Him and Macron of France have this man crush on each other, and Trudeau wants to sit up there with the big boys in the globalist community and pretend his poop doesn't smell just like the rest of them. Oh, it's his overwhelming urge and need. Look, I went and straightened out all these rulers in Africa and I lectured them on treating their women better, so let me back in the UN. They all agree. And these guys are all flush with Canadian taxpayer dollars in their private bank accounts. Oh yeah, sure, Canada should get a seat on the UN. It's so corrupt and it's so ridiculous. Out west, most Canadians don't even know what the UN does. And if they do, they're terrified of it because of the unelected bureaucrats and the overreach that it's attempting. And its ridiculous agenda on trying to, destroy country sovereignty and have one rule for the globe, which, as we've seen in this country very explicitly, that one rule from Ottawa doesn't even work as far west as Manitoba. So how the hell can a globalist organization like the UN even think that they can make laws that apply to everyone on the planet? The egotism is just out of control up there. They live in their own world. Meanwhile, back on planet Earth, we're worried about Trudeau taking this mine away and really hurting Albertans even more. We have 100 to 180,000 Albertans out of work right now. So what is this buyout package going to look like? The mine was going to bring in between 70 and 90 billion dollars through its lifetime. So is that what they're going to offer us? That's what they should offer us. I think the deal should be that the rest of Canada, not including Alberta, because we pay the most in federal taxes of any province anyway. So take us out of the equation. The other 9 provinces should all pony up $9 to $10 billion a year for the next 10 years. Let's call it 90 billion, and put that to a referendum or a plebiscite and see what the rest of Canada thinks about that. There's going to be a new tax on everybody's paycheck of I don't know whatever it would work out to be, $150 a week, $300 a check for every taxpayer in Canada to support Albertans, because we're ruining their way of making a living. We're ruining the chances of them bringing in all this money, and I don't know if a lot of Canadians would agree with that. I don't think they would. But isn't that our way though? It's we can't leave anyone behind. We're hurting because of your policies. You people voted for this guy, so you should be able to pony up the dough for us that can't make a living out here. There's nothing. What are we gonna do? Mine snow? Like, so it's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous, and a buyout instead of A buyout just takes money back from the rest of the country. It doesn't create money. It doesn't make money, and it doesn't put anyone to work. It's not. We don't want handouts. We just want everyone to leave us alone so we can work. Which is why, as I've said in all my videos, we need to separate. The rest of the country, for some reason, thinks that their SUVs and their Ford F-150s in Quebec don't produce greenhouse gases. So let's just have a nice amicable split. Uh, we'll keep making the oil and gas without the guilt, and we'll keep the money. They can do whatever they want to do down east and not be guilty about it. And then they can have fights with their own leftists that'll want to come out here and stop us and be fascists and try to make us stop, which is basically what they are now. It's just that we're all one country, so they can get away with it. But if we were our own country and they came out and tried to say the stuff, then basically you're assaulting our way of life, you're assaulting our freedoms, and then it would get serious. But as a country now, they can just walk all over us because there's a few more of them than there is of us. So hopefully he does cancel the mine, and hopefully Albertans will get angry enough and Saskatchewan will come too, and we'll get the hell out of this insane country with its ridiculous collectivist globalist ideals that just don't mesh with ours out here. So yeah, that's what I got to say today. Take it easy.